I just keep forgetting to do so. Also, I have way too many scenes. There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to TTWA. Normally I'm more action-packed, but it's kind of late. I just finished SummerSlam, and made me want to do this show I've been planning for a couple days. So let me run down the card for you. So, if you're new, we have multiple titles here at TTWA. They're normally, the info is on my Twitch channel, but we're not on Twitch. So I'll relay the titles as we get to them. Pretty much all the titles except for one is on the line. The one that's not on the line right now is the tournament title tournament. That's because that has to be fought in a UFC rules tournament, and that takes like 2 hours. And I don't got 2 hours. I need to, one of these days we're just going to have our own episode dedicated to that tournament. And that's how we're just going to do those from now on until I decide to do another supercard. But right now it is just the tournament title tournament that is not being defended. The titles that are being defended are the rest of them, starting with number 1. Our first match is going to be a woman named Debra Malenko, who I also didn't know about until I read this. Oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with what TTWA is basically a randomized Fire Pro league. I made titles, and then I pretty much randomized almost everything else. There is sometimes where I will throw randomness outside the window for the sake of story, but for the most part, everything is randomized, right? And everything there's always an element of random to it, because it's completely simulated. I'm not influencing the results. But also, if there is like a storyline thing, it most likely started because of the result of something random that I wanted to flush out, right? So this is not one of those things. This title is the 6 Trials Championship. Basically, you need to defend the title 6 times, and then you can cash it in for the world title. The second match is, that's Debra Malenko, and that's every contender for that is completely random. There are no number 1 contenders. It's just an open challenge, right? The second match is the Genetic Freaks, which is our tag team champions. It's we have a trio title here. So it is Scott Steiner, Nemesis, and Chet Chatterfield, versus a group called the Zoo, which is Wolfgang from NXT UK, Lindsay Dorado from 205 Live, and Paul London from Lucha Underground. So he's in his Rabbit Tribe incarnation. Match 3 is a fatal 4-way, in which I don't know any of the contenders at all. I have no idea who they are. It's gonna all be completely random. Match 4 is our first world title being contended for. It's Chase Owens, who is the longest reigning champion in TTWA history, going up against Kenny Omega, who is the man he took the title from. This title's only ever been in the hands of, I think, 2 people. Kenny Omega lost it to Chase Owens and then never been able to get it back. So this might potentially be his final shot, because I actually have my cat in here with me. If you're not familiar, my cat is actually the owner of TTWA, and he is in here with me looking like he wants to get in trouble and pee on the couch. Cat, there's a couch in my game room. Cat, don't you dare pee on that couch. But he's my boss, and he decided that 2 world titles is too much. So this is the last show we're gonna have 2 world titles. Next show we're gonna, depending on who wins the Chase Owens Kenny Omega match and the main event, those 2 people are going to be going up against each other to unify the title. So this might be Kenny Omega's last chance to get this title, because the one who wins is the title we're going with. And if Chase Owens loses next show, this title is getting vacated. But it's also a landmine deathmatch title, so I might just make a new title because those matches kick ass. Also, match 5 in our main event is going to be Deadpool, who actually lucked into his title. It was completely Providence. Our old former champion, the Green M&M, we found her melted in the backstage, and by that I mean outside of kayfabe, I could not get her character to work. A lot of these people, I don't make any of these characters. I just download them all, and sometimes they just, I guess there was an update, and and I lost a couple of them. They just stopped working. Unfortunately, a lot of them, there's like over like 3,000 of them. So like, you know, I don't even notice most of them disappeared. But this one was our champion. So he was determined the interim champion until we realized that we couldn't get the green M&M back. So he's just our champion. But he beat Dio Brando, and then he beat Farmer Burns, and now he's just issuing an open challenge in the main event. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road, yeah? So with that, let us go to offline play. Let me open up OBS so I can actually see what I'm doing. And let's go to exhibition, and this is a normal match. Title match. It will be for the Also, all of my titles got cleared. I don't know why that happened. I hope that's the right ring. Let's see who the referee is for this event tonight, or at least this match. Mr. Clean. Awesome. Sweet. Random select. Peter Jackson. Debbie Malenko will have to contend against Peter Jackson in her first defense of the 6 trials. Actually, I believe she's only the 2nd champion, and that it has never been defended. She beat Garrison Cade, who also is Lance Cade, same guy. Realized that like a couple weeks ago, actually. Yeah, we've never had. Wow, that is so loud in my ear. Oh my god. Oh, I need to turn that down. I should also probably turn it up for you guys, but oh my goodness, holy shit, listen to that. That is just awful. Oh my god. Who the fuck is that? That's not Peter Jackson. I mean, it's probably Peter Jackson. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I am a solo commentator. However, on occasion I am joined by my co-commentator, my Apple iPhone, when I need to look people up, which is honestly becoming a trend for this title, because I had to look up who Debbie Malenko is. Turns out she was a women's wrestler for All Japan's women in the 90s. Not related to Dean Malenko at all. But let's see. I'm just gonna look up the Black Prince Peter Jackson. I was gonna say, I don't remember downloading the director Peter Jackson, but he was a boxer. Okay, so heavyweight boxer, born in 1861, died in 1901. Oh my goodness. Okay. So from the Danish West Indies, who had a significant international career. Okay, so Peter Jackson here. That's something we should also talk about. I have a time machine. Well, my cat actually is the one who owns the time machine. I don't own the time machine. And as Debra Malenko goes for this old school rest hold, yeah, I have a time machine. So anyone who's dead isn't dead, and sometimes we can have multiple versions of people. Yeah, what is happening here? Oh my god. I bet you I'm playing Peter Jackson. I totally am. My bad. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, now let's actually get going here. So Peter Jackson goes for a punch, which he's probably going to do a lot of. Hip toss from Debbie Malenko. Peter Jackson being a boxer. Elbow to the face from Debbie Malenko. Debbie Malenko goes with the scissors takedown. Debbie Malenko tests the strength. Peter Jackson's gonna beat that. There's a very, very good picture of him in a top hat, which I will use if he becomes the champion. Punch to the face does Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson now grabbing the legs. Peter Jackson, once again, being a boxer, not gonna have a lot of technical wrestling skills. However, we have seen that not necessarily be a hindrance. Case in point, we've seen Farmer Martin Brown, who was, I'm sorry, yeah, Martin Brown, yeah, I believe Farmer Brown. Yeah, he was the guy who trained Luthez before wrestling was scripted, and he definitely didn't know that wrestling was he didn't know the style, but he ended up winning the T1 Claw Max which if you're, I mean, T1 Climax is basically the G1 Climax, but much more shittily done and rushed because I didn't realize how much work goes into them. But he won it, and as a result, he got a match against Deadpool, who defeated him soundly, but he was definitely impressive leading up to that match. Our longest, our title defenses are a big deal in TTWA. We don't really go by time lengths, we go by title defenses. The champion who holds the record for the most title defenses is former tournament champion Balrog, who is also a boxer. So there has been precedent set for boxers performing well in TTWA. Oh, but the roll up here for Debra Malenko, nope, not even a 1 count. But yeah, not a lot going on here. Wrestlers still trying to feel themselves out. I believe there's only a 15-minute time limit, but we can check that later. And single weight Boston Crab here, but we see Peter Jackson going into the ropes, dragging Debbie by the feet, and Debbie with the suplex here. Go, Peter Jackson throwing a foot into Debbie's face back in the days in which beating women was totally acceptable. That was a very dark joke. I apologize. But oh my goodness, just multiple punches to the face. Then again, I mean, he is a professional boxer, so that's something you're definitely going to have to worry about. We accept all fighting styles here in TTWA. We don't necessarily discriminate. We got boxers, we got UFC, we got general MMA, we got judo, we got professional wrestling, we got amateur wrestling, we got wrestlers who don't have heads or arms or legs, and they still sometimes wrestle. I believe Meatwad was a champion with us at some point, I want to say. He definitely was a title contender. I don't think he won it, actually. I just went over a tirade about how our former champion died. That former champion was a fucking piece of candy. So we really don't discriminate here. If you can fight in a ring in any capacity at all, we'll hire you. My cat is not a good choice of hiring. He is bad at that. He will hire literally anybody. I don't remember how my cat got this rich. I'm pretty sure I had a reason, but I definitely forgot it. But the cat is rich. And he owns this company. As you can see, we are sponsored by Purina Fancy Feast. All around the edges of the ring, you can see how to get in contact with us. There's our YouTube, our Twitter, our Twitch, and then a website called fuckbirds.com. I think it's just because my cat doesn't like birds. I wouldn't recommend going to fuckbirds.com. I don't think he realizes that you can't just put website URLs on things. 2 count there from Debra Malenko. And a punch to the face. Once again, underhook suplex from Debra Malenko. Both competitors down. Debbie, very strong. I mean, I believe I read that Mr. Jackson was a heavyweight, so yeah, we are 10 minutes here. Peter Jackson, heavyweight boxer from the Danish West Indies, significant international career, International Boxing Hall of Fame, which is probably where I downloaded him from. Yeah, there's a very classy picture of this dude. He actually kind of looks like a little bit like who played Django? Probably because he's wearing the same period timepiece from, Django. His professional boxing record is 42-5. Holy shit! My God. Looks like all of those were on a... Jesus Christ, this guy's amazing. Yeah, it looks like he didn't actually start losing until... Oh, orbital fracture! She just broke his face! 42-5! That's ridiculous. 2 through. Oh my God, Peter Jackson knows how to kick out. That's good, I guess. I mean, I think we do run some of these people who were dead before the First World War. We run them through some lessons of how to do this at least, and let them know the rules so they don't just go out there and get their ass kicked. Oh my God, that leg's broke. She already broke his face. I can't imagine she's gonna. Oh. That head's got to be hurt, man. Peter Jackson's got to get her away from that head. He needs to start laying punches in. He can use the ropes to his advantage here. He can get her up against the the corner and just start waylaying punches. I don't think he realizes that he is fighting a very traditional boxing style mixed with like a little bit of grappling. But oh geez, especially with that broken face, this isn't going to be good. Oh, the roll up here. This might be it. 2, 3. Yep, that's it. Peter Jackson's down. Make that 42-6. However, in TTWA, his record will officially show as 0-1. Can't believe she broke his face. What are skills? What are these? Oh, you can make things just show up on my channel. That seems weird. Anyway, I guess maybe you have to pay me for it or something. I don't know, man. Stuff's weird. Anyway, okay, wow, what a match! And with that, Debra Malenko actually earned herself a. She only has to fight 6 more people before she can claim a title shot, which I know doesn't sound like it sounds like a big thing, but she's further than anyone else has ever gotten. Next time, or our next championship title. Let me go back to the menu here. So our team deathmatch, our trios tag team titles are fought a little bit weird, because they're fought in a barbed wire deathmatch. So we're gonna make. Why does that keep? I swear to God, I'm not like doing this like it all. I've never actually played Fire Pro. Oh, am I in the wrong? So here's the thing, right? The landmine deathmatch, because like the barbed wire deathmatch, the ring explodes after a certain time, right? The landmine deathmatch, the outside is explosive, and I always get them mixed up. But yeah, here we go. Team Mildred Burke. That's wrong. Right. It's wrong because save issues happened. Okay. Right, this is a problem. Non-title match. Give me a second. Let's see. Edit mode. Belt edit. Load belt. I just blew into the microphone like an idiot. I just said load belt. Tag. I don't know how to vacate titles. So that's fun. I'll figure that out later. Who cares, really? It just means I need to find everybody, which is already a pain in the ass enough as is. That's the wrong fucking belt. Landmine deathmatch, right, because these guys didn't actually compete last time. So give me a minute, let me find everybody. In the meantime, I actually did make these little title videos. They are outdated, but yeah, here, give me a second, let me pull one up for you here. Oh, you know what, I have loading screens. I forgot I made these. Yeah, here, let's just have these go for a second while I pull everyone up. You guys have no idea how bad I wish that there was just a search function. Looks like they've made it somewhat alphabetical, which I guess is nice. But it's still a pain in the ass, that's for damn sure. Yeah, it's alphabetical now, which is nice, I guess. I feel like it didn't know. No, it's definitely not alphabetical. I think I maybe just downloaded a pack of people. I wish it was alphabetical. That would be nice. But it isn't, and it's a pain in the ass to find anybody. That's like my biggest problem with this game. I'm sure I bitched about this before. Okay, I just need to figure out, because like there are some people, right? So like Wolfgang, for example. I don't have an NXT UK, so I looked in NXT and he wasn't there, which means he could probably be in my independent guys. Because I don't know a whole lot about the UK independents, so it would make... Yep, there he is. Yep, nope, not. I clicked Paige's mom. That's not who I wanted. Wolfgang. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the show. Hey, hi, it's me again. How are you? Good, great. Probably can't hear the game because it's not loud enough. That happens. Don't worry about that. We'll make that. This game's really, really weird to audio level, so... Yeah, anyway, so this match is going to be for the tag team titles, even though it doesn't say that, ignore that part. And it is going to be refereed by a Mr. and or Mrs. Terror Chino. Terror Chino? Who the fuck is Terror? Whatever. We're also going to do TTWA 2 because that's the actual ring we want, and settings, let's see, 3 count, 30 minutes, barbed wire... Yeah, I can't have more than 8 weapons, 10 speed. Okay, I believe that is everything I want to see here. Be the change, you want to see in the world, stuff like that. Oh, Terracino's just a Mexican referee. Okay, cool, whatever. Sorry about that. Oh, someone goes into the ropes. I believe it was Lince Dorado. And my dumbass... definitely did the same thing I did last time, huh? Sorry about that, guys. Meanwhile, though, I pulled this up. I feel like they've had a successful defense, but I might be wrong here. Okay, now we go. So, the genetic freaks, they are, I believe, they're our 4th champion, if this is correct, which I believe it is. I know the first team that won the titles was a team consisting of Ip Man, Muhammad Ali, and Ken Kennedy, I believe, which was a weird team. I called it Team Mister. I don't remember why. But I believe that's right, at least. Let me double check. So it was... No, I'm sorry. It was Kid Lycos, The Undertaker, and Zeus. And then it was won by the team of, Ken Kennedy, Muhammad Ali, and Mr. Miyagi. That's why it was called Team Mister. Ip Man was the first ever tournament champion, right? And then we had, they lost that to the Ages, which is the current team, if you ask the records, which is Mickey James, Mildred Burke, and Dump Matsumoto. And now we are at the 4th team here, as Nemesis actually grabs a weapon. Wrestlers don't really grab weapons, I've noticed a lot of. Steiner with the pinfall, gonna get knocked out of it almost immediately. No one bleeding yet, but don't worry, it happens very quickly. Paul London into the ropes, bounces off of them, grabs on. There we go, Nemesis biting at Wolfgang's face. Now, something you always notice, right, with these tag teams, is that there's always a big dude and then 2 littler wrestlers, right? That's always been the kind of the layout. What I think helps the genetic freaks the most is that there's actually two bruisers, right? There's Scott Steiner, then there's Nemesis, and then there's Chet Chatterfield here to speedily get in there and break up pins. It's a different dynamic. We haven't really seen it a whole lot with our tag teams as Nemesis goes into the barbed wire boards. But it definitely is showing successful because they're the champions right now, right? Last show, I believe we got this match after Team Zoo, or the Zoo I should say, won a number one contenders match, and I remember being really bummed that the person they beat, because there was someone they beat that I thought was very funny, and I'm really bummed that we don't get to see it. Anyway, so. Well, that's what happens though when you don't win. You lose, and you don't actually get a match again. With over 3,000 wrestlers in the TTWA, you need to win every single match to make sure that you are showing back up, because otherwise you're just probability at some point. We do award title matches or at least opportunities at number one contendership based on your records. Our current tournament title our current 1 2 man, pinfalls all over the place. Terror Chino has to really be on his game here. But yeah, our current tournament champion Andrew Test Martin actually ended up getting a chance to compete for that title that he already lost again based on his superior record. Same with Kenny Omega. We had Charles Manson, who literally went on a challenge to and that's Wolfgang in the blow up. And oh my god, Nemesis goes back into that barbed wire, but that's the thing about Nemesis, man. He's Nemesis. He ain't going down for nothing. And there we go. We have a little bit of a bounce from Lince Dorado here. But yeah, no, so your record does matter in TTWA. So it is definitely something. Every match counts. Like, the next match is just a fatal four-way. There is no necessarily consequences. However, you want to win, because the more you win, the better your record gets. And the better your record gets, that's something I look for when I'm building these matches, when I'm doing tournaments, when I'm doing things like that, where I want to have some element of random, yes, but there are still some times in which we want to reward the people who are doing well. So winning matches is important. You're not just getting a 1 week payday and then hoping that you get another one later. Wolfgang and Chet Chatterfield are bloodied as a Canadian Destroyer gets hit on Scott Steiner for a 2.9. Oh man, I wanted that to win. And just, oh my god, Wolfgang just going to town on Steiner with those headbutts. This match is brutal. As we hit the 10-minute mark, Chet Chatterfield hits a Sister Abigail. And Chet Chatterfield now dazed. Lince Dorado going for something. Wolfgang going for the running power slam on Steiner. Paul London has a Nemesis down, but it looks like Steiner and Nemesis now going to town. Steiner recliner on Paul London. Board to the back of Wolfgang. Wolfgang is hurt. His team needs to protect him, or else they are going to lose this match. This is what I'm talking about. The Zoo only has one big bruiser. The Genetic Freaks, they have two. The Zoo's big bruiser is down. He's hurt. He doesn't have a good chance at this match anymore. And look at that, he submitted. Just as I was saying, when you have two big bruisers like Nemesis and Scott Steiner, you can afford to let one of them get hurt, because you still have someone in there to do the damage. Once Wolfgang got hurt, that was it for the team, the Zoo. They were done. And just like that, they lose their opportunity at the title. You hate to see it, but it happens. Our next match is I like to always throw at least one of these in these shows, where it is technically it's a battle royal, but like, come on. It's gonna be an elimination one because those kick ass. And it is going to be, hi, there's no camera. Hi. No. Hi. My girlfriend's walking around, she's sick, so she's not wearing pants. And she's very nervous about there being a camera, but I can't get this webcam to work. And I also tried the live reaction face cam thing. I thought it distracted. Anyway, so there is there's nothing on the line here. However, there is respect. Sometimes you get new people to TTWA. Sometimes you get people coming in to make themselves a name. sometimes you end up with like 17 Earl Hebners. I saw that. When I do this, by the way, normally I'm not looking at the referee list. Look at how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 6 Earl Hebners. Anyway, so give me a second. Let me downloading refs. You don't have to add them in. You just download them and they instantly go. So it's harder to keep yourself from downloading multiple, whereas wrestlers you have to manually put in. So you can, like, oh, hey, I have 17 Bray Wyatts. I don't need that many. Our ref for this match is Mio Shirai. Okay, cool. And it's, so the way this works, these bottom guys, I'm just gonna, you know what? Fuck it. We're having a good time, right? Everyone having a good time. Let's make it an 8-man elimination battle royale, where pinfall and submission is the eliminator, because those are, believe me, I know it sounds like a chaos fuckfest. It's really fun. Settings, we are going to make the time an hour, just because sometimes. Over the top rope off, critical high on, outside, yes. DQ count off, rope on, speed. Yep, cool. Let's do that. Okay, and let's see who our competitors are. Okay, so we have Hitoshi Kamano. I'm not sure who that is. 6, Bruiser Brody, Jimmy Uso, Randy Savage, who is actually a returning competitor in TTWA. He was in the T1 Claw Max. Paul Jones, Austin Casiato. And I'm going to take a picture of this because I don't get these names and I want to look up these two people. And the Megazord. By the way, the Megazord is a robot. He ended up tearing up House in the tournament title tournament, so I'm really excited to see how he performs here. By the way, if you haven't noticed, Bruiser Brody is a chibi Bruiser Brody, and he throws sticks into the ring. Hitoshi Kamano gets thrown out of the ring. This Austin Castellano kind of just looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Is it just a weird Italian Stone Cold Steve Austin? Who knows? Austin Casacito. Okay, well, let's go to my commentator, because calling this match is almost impossible for a couple minutes. Ito. What? No. And James Corbett. Why did that happen? Austin Casito. Wrestler. He yeah, Austin Casito is not a professional wrestler. I have no idea who that is. Hitoshi Kuma. Yeah, okay, well, he popped up right away. Pro Wrestling Noah, that's why I don't know him. Okay. But hey, okay, cool. So Megazord gets pinned. Now here's the thing about the Megazord. It's a fucking robot. In a tournament setting, like we last saw, he was very threatening because everyone's tiring down. Robots don't have stamina. This will apply here as well. Also, he's made of metal. You get punched by a fist, it hurts. You get punched by a metal fist, it hurts more. Macho Man Randy Savage also used to big important matches. Being in the T1 Claw Max, he actually had a really good record. I think he actually got to the finals. The finals of the T1 Claw Max, because of that save bug that I mentioned with the update after the New Japan content got released that removed the green M&M. It also completely destroyed the the T1 Claw Max. So I just took I kept tabs on everyone who had a chance of winning, and I put them all in a match just like this. And he ended up failing there, but still, hey. And that's the other reason that Megazord's a problem. It cheats. It's a cheating robot. So a lot of things going for his opponents. I'm still trying to figure out who Austin is. Casacito. Oh, Eidso. Oh, I spelled that wrong the first time. Hold up. Cut that. What so I'll download anybody. I won't download like OC characters unless like I won't download random ass OC characters. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I won't download random ass characters, right? However, I did download a Austin Casacito from the game 5-Star Wrestling, which is a very, very poor wrestling game for the Xbox 360 and PS3 that features wrestlers that are basically the wrestlers you know and love, but with different names because they can't get sued. So you have things like Raging Andy Organ, Curtis Angel, so Kurt Angle, Johnny the Bull Maivia, Dynamite Pegasus, Mike Iceberg, Greg the Handyman Hurdy, Ragnabrock, Harvey D, and Austin Casacito. So it is Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a parody of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Good to know. And 6 might be getting counted out here. Grabs a chair. I do not believe there's no DQ, so he can do whatever he wants. And it looks like this is not the first instance of a chair. Megazord getting counted out might be the thing that actually defeats him. Now, what ended up defeating him was Balrog's fist. Balrog, our champion, was known for ending matches in the first round. I believe the Megazord took him to round 3. And the orbital fracture. Someone just broke their eye again. We are having too many injuries on this show. Megazord pinning Bruiser Brody. 2. No, and 1. No. Paul Jones, who is an old school territory wrestler, does not get the choke slam from Megazord. Paul Jones here, package pile driver. Boom! Not even a package pile driver, just a normal ass pile driver. And sidewalk slam from her Roshi. He had a really fun to say name and I just completely spaced on it. Hitoshi Kumano. Yes. And Paul Jones smacking the shit out of 6's chest, probably for, killing the business. Jey Uso, I believe. Oh, just gets plowed over by Bruiser Brody. If I had to pick a favorite in this match, chat, I would probably say that it is without a doubt the Megazord. I do not necessarily see how the Megazord is going to lose this match. Who knows? I could be wrong. But I am firmly in the camp that Megazord is not losing this match. Oh, super kick there from the Uso onto 6. An orbital fracture. Bruiser Brody got his face broke. There's 2 broken faces in this match. And a suplex there from Bruiser Brody. Man, these men going through these fractures here. 3. Oh, no. Paul Jones sticking in it. We have not lost anyone in this match so far, and we are almost at 20 minutes. Let that sink in. Now, clearly, this isn't really 20 minutes, but you know. To them, it is. We sped it up a little. Up, look at this with the pile driver onto Paul Jones onto the chair. And he doesn't even go for the pinfall. What a sadistic madman Chibi Bruiser Brody is. Samoan drop from the Uso. Headbutt. Oh, right onto the fractured orbital socket of Bruiser Brody. Kicking down Macho Man and Megazord here. And a DDT, once again, shots to the head for Bruiser Brody. He's going to have to hurt. He does have a broken eye socket. Paul Jones with the spinning toe hold on Jimmy Uso. But he's in the ropes. Toshi Kamano getting his head put in Macho Man's tights. And oh, Bruiser Brody running in with the knee strike, and oh, look at that. It looks like Macho Man he's saving Hitoshi. Maybe he thinks Bruiser Brody's a bigger threat. Knockoff Steve Austin is bleeding. Jimmy Uso outside the ring answers to a 4 count. It is a 20 count to be eliminated in the TTWA. It is not a 10 count. That is something to be noted. Which is why the count is faster than you're probably used to. Austin punching away at Megazord. That's good. That is how he lost last time. The thing about Megazord is that he will go down if you break something in him. If you break something in Megazord. Problem is that he is a robot, as I mentioned, and since his last loss has probably fitted himself with some, like, aluminum or, like, titanium shit to protect himself. Sorry about that. I talk too much. Anyway, Paul Jones. Oh, Jimmy Uso gets out of it, but then they team up on Bruiser Brody, suplexing him and Austin to the outside. And what's Six doing? Nothing, apparently. Megazord looking tired, perhaps. Now, that is something to note with Megazord. The tournament matches are not particularly long. We don't know how long Megazord's battery lasts, or whatever power source he uses. Perhaps he's starting to wind down. This is where I honestly, if I were these 7 men, I would know 2.9. No, and Bruiser Brody almost went for. Oh no, I think that was Macho. It's hard to tell with his big ass head. Paul Jones landed right on his neck on the outside. But Megazord, right? He, if I was these 7 men, I would be familiar with TTWA history and I would go after the Megazord. And Paul Jones with a crossbody onto Jimmy Uso, I believe. I don't know. I saw red flying through the air. Jimmy Uso and Paul Jones just been going at it for the past 25 minutes. Hitoshi Kamano with a sling blade. And we are having ourselves a hell of a match, ladies and gentlemen. Super kick to Paul Jones. None of these men showing any signs of quitting. It is incredible. Airplane spin from Paul Jones. No, Jesus, none of these men. Oh, look at that. Oh, Megazord quit. Megazord's out. Oh, and so is Hitoshi Kamano. Both men submitting at the same time. Super kick from Sticks to Paul Jones. Macho Man with the dragon leg takedown. Or corkscrew, whatever. And Bruiser Brody with this running knee drop. But Jimmy Uso, I guess he didn't get all of it. He got right up. Sticks with the kicks to the side, and and he knocks down Brody, and super kick once again to Paul Jones. Poor Paul Jones. Dude's just getting his ass kicked. Knockoff Steve Austin bloodied, probably from Megazord's interference. Elbow to the back of the head. Macho Man signaling that it's over. He's potentially he's going for the. Oh my goodness. A headbutt from Bruiser Brody. Now both men Paul Jones and Six double teaming on the Uso, and Pele kick from Six. Oh, German suplex, but it's in the ropes. Six should have known better. Super kick from the Uso to Macho. There's so much going on. I'm getting lightheaded. Roll up on the Uso. Why? Why would Bruiser Brody stop that? That's just poor thought process right there. Let your opponents eliminate people. It's not one fall to a finish. Critical. Oh my God, Jimmy Uso is out. Oh, back in the day, they used to just lay in the ring dead. Spinning toe hold on 2. Knockoff Steve Austin. Critical. Bruiser Brody is actually out. He is actually done. Bruiser Brody is unconscious. He is lying in a pool of blood. It is not Puerto Rico. I promise this is not being filmed in Puerto Rico. Chair to the head. Oh, we are down to our final 4. Knockoff Steve Austin, 6. Paul London and Macho Man. All fighting around the corpse of Bruiser Brody, and don't worry, we have a way of if they die, we're good. But anyway, and look at that chokehold's knocked out a couple people, and it looks like Six is just going on an elimination spree here. We're gonna have look at that, NWO is exploding, even though they were never in the NWO at the same time, I don't think. Power slam from Paul Jones. who has been very impressive, honestly. I kind of wrote him off. I don't know if you remember when I said his name. It was like, oh, I'm Paul Jones. But man, Paul Jones is going wild. Elbow to the face. Macho in the corner, and oh, look at that octopus stretch, and look at that Six being smart. Being smart is Six. And stomp to the back. Both men looking like they're teaming up on Paul Jones. No, he goes for the moonsault on Macho. Macho getting out of the way, and stalling brainbuster right onto the chair. Paul Jones is hurt. Oh, look at that. That's the killer move, and it got him out again. Look at that, Macho throwing a cheap shot on Paul Jones. Both men down, both men spent after this war that they have gone through. Oh, football tackle from Jones. If he locks in that submission, it's over. It might be over here. 2, 3, 6. I think 6 just eliminated like half the board, if not more. That's incredibly impressive. That's the performances like that are something that we look for in the TTWA. Look at that. He got 4 people out, I believe. Yeah, that was incredible. 6 definitely earned himself a potential shot at the TTWA World Heavyweight Championship once we figure out which one that is. That was incredible. We need to remember 6's performance here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And with that, we move on to our semi-main event, which I will now get set up for you. Give me a second. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee for this evening. The ShamWow guy! We're getting good referees. This last couple of times I've done this, and we just kept getting like Mike Chioda on repeat. So like I'm stoked about the referees that we're getting. This is phenomenal. Let's start this match. Now remember, the winner of this match will be in the main event of next show, because we are going to have a title unification of our 2 world titles. Whichever one wins is the title design we're going with, right? And it's going to turn into a pure heavyweight title, because this one's a deathmatch title, and I would like the idea of a deathmatch title. This doesn't feel like a world title anymore, but it's called the TTWA world title. So, but this specific belt, this might be Kenny Omega's last chance at going after it. He's failed multiple times before. So let's see if this is finally the time for redemption. Kenny Omega beat Charles Manson to get this spot. Now, this ring will explode at, I believe, 10 minutes. suplex from Chase Owens to Kenny Omega. Punch to the face from Chase Owens to Kenny Omega. These men don't like each other. In real life, I'm sure Chase Owens and Kenny Omega, great friends. In TTWA's universe, though, they hate each other. They are the Kenny Omega we have and the Chase Owens we have, they do not like each other. Back when Kenny Omega was in the Bullet Club, this was a fight that they had for leadership of Bullet Club. Right now, Chase Owens is currently the leader of the Bullet Club. Kenny Omega, currently the leader of the Elite, but still, this is gang warfare between these two, and Kenny Omega's already busted open. This is what happens in these matches. Kenny Omega comes in and Chase Owens just dominates him. Chase Owens now power slam. Kenny Omega's gotten nothing going. He's already busted open, already thrown into those ropes. Chase Owens uses the ring to his advantage, and Kenny Omega doesn't. And this keeps being his fault. And you would think he would learn by now, but he just hasn't. Chase Owens punching at Kenny Omega's head, goes for the pinfall. No, is not going to count. Punch to the head from Kenny Omega to Chase Owens. Punch again. Kenny Omega trying to get something going here. Gets him. No. Chase Owens. No. Kenny Omega with the backflip out of it. Maybe Kenny Omega can make something of this. And yeah, look at that. Kenny Omega getting some offense in here. Getting some counters. Throwing Chase off. Maybe Chase has gotten cocky. That is also possible because Chase has beaten Kenny so many times. The real championship way of doing it would have been, prepare, because when you beat your opponent that many times, your opponent coming at you, he's not going to come at you with the same thing anymore, at least not for a title. Chase Owens has to prepare for that. He might not have. We don't know. Chase Owens there with the figure four on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, it's in the ropes, but that's not really a thing in these kind of matches. Lariat from Chase Owens and gets him in another figure four. This is great. Wear him down. Remember, we are about 6 minutes and a half away from the ring exploding. That's right, it's going to explode. And a punch to the head from Kenny Omega. That explosion, we've seen it cause a draw before. In fact, I think that's actually what happened last time these two went at it. It was a draw. So let me just check the stats on that, because I know last time we had one of these matches, it was certainly a draw. It was not this one. Someone drew last time. And he goes for a kick, misses. We have less than 5 minutes remaining until this ring explodes. We might not get there, though. Last time we didn't have to get there. Chase Owens has beaten Kenny Omega before the 10-minute explosion. Punch to the gut from Kenny Omega to Chase Owens. Kenny needs to get something going here. He cannot let this end this way again. Punch to the head. Kenny Omega. Chop to the chest. Kenny Omega has been able to get some shots going, but Chase Omega. Honestly, he might be called Chase Omega because he's made Kenny his bitch so many times. But Chase just cuts off all momentum Kenny Omega gets. Look at that. Stopping himself from getting in the ring. That's something, or getting in the ropes. That's something Kenny Omega didn't do, and it costed him. Look at that. Just those punches to the back of the head again. Kenny Omega needs to get something going here. He's just bleeding all over the mat. He needs to do something more than just strikes. There we go. There you go, Kenny Omega with the swinging leg neck breaker. Throws Chase. Oh, he gets him in the ropes. Chase Omega has been thrown into those electrified barbed wire ropes. Up, vertical suplex there from Chase onto Kenny. Punch to the gut from Chase. Oh, he looks like he went for an armbar, but then gave up about halfway through, just knocked him down, but that's still going to hurt. We have less. We have, oh, no, package. Oh, that's a one-winged angel. That's a one-winged angel. Dude, oh, no. Chase kicked out of Kenny's finishing move. He only has a minute left until this ring explodes, and he's clearly in the worst state. That might have been Kenny Omega's last shot at the title, just gone up in smoke with a shoulder. Oh, double elbow. We've seen Chase do that before in taunting Omega. He knows he just kicked out of the best thing Omega has. Omega with the step of Enziguri trying to get something going here. We have 15 seconds till the ring explodes. Kenny Omega's standing tall now, but it looks like he's just going to let it happen. He can't. Something else he can do. Both men down. Ring blows up. Both men still conscious. Referee down a little bit. We really need to start giving those referees some padding or something. They're just going at it. They just exploded. They don't even care. They're just striking each other. Chase Owens gets Kenny down. These two men hate each other so much that they can just stand blowing up and then beating the shit out of each other seconds later. Lariat to the back of the head of Kenny. Kenny with the punch to the gut. He has not given up yet. Chase into the electrified barbed wire. Chase busted open from the explosion. That much we know. Oh! B-trigger! Oh no, actual B-trigger! 1, 2! Did he do it? No! Chase not letting Kenny Omega get this win. Kenny Omega getting something going here. Sidewalk slam onto the knee. But look at this, he can't capitalize. He's so beat up. Chase with the super kick. Kenny Omega with the Super Enziguri. These men just throwing anything they can at each other. Chase with the vertical, Chase getting vertical suplexed. Kenny Omega getting DDT'd. These men just taking turns, trying to knock each other out, trying to keep each other down, and both men just getting up. What's this? Pile driver! Underhook pile driver! 1, 2, 3! Kenny Omega did it! Kenny Omega has redeemed himself. A year! It took an entire year for Kenny Omega to finally beat Chase Owens, but tonight he did it. Kenny Omega is going to the title unification match next show. What a match! Wow! Whew. Kenny fucking... Oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna do Kenny Omega then. Kenny Omega becomes the third ever TTWA World Heavyweight Championship. Or champion, cutting off Chase Owens' historic title reign with 4 defenses, the most defenses we have ever had in TTWA. Kenny Omega cuts it short and begins his redemption tour. Oh, give me a second. I'm going to apologize to my girlfriend for screaming so much. That match kicked ass. Oh. Broke my table. No big deal. So, as we mentioned, this final match will be for the TTWA Pure Heavyweight title. Deadpool, once again, stepping in for a unfortunately, we couldn't find her at the time, Green M&M, and when we did find her, she we basically eventually went into her home and we found that she had melted. We found some green shell fragments and a lot of chocolate. And you know, we've thought about renaming this title in her honor. The Green M&M and me, we've had some arguments. She used to write letters, which I actually think I still have some of these pulled up. No, I don't. They're gone. But she used to write us letters demanding respect, demanding that she would not fight in a match unless it was up to her condition. She was a very demanding champion at one point, probably one of the more hated people in TTWA. And you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, the real world had to come in the way it did. And you know, I do say, as someone who respected the Green M&M a whole lot, that I am saddened by her, by, you know, her death. I I looked all over to find her, and I couldn't, and I just lost the game. I can still hear it. I don't know what happened. I definitely lost the game there. Hold up. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a quick second to get this all fixed. Actually getting reports that we lost power to the arena as well. So we're definitely having some significant technical difficulties, and I'm not actually sure what's happening here. We'll keep you posted as soon as we figure it out ourselves. I'm grabbing my cat and our technical support rabbit, and we'll see you in a Are we back? I think we're about to get power back to the arena. We still don't know who Deadpool's opponent is. But we are. Oh my god! What? She was dead! The green M&M was dead. We knew that. We saw her corpse, but here she is. What is this? Looks like Deadpool is accepting the challenge. It makes sense. Deadpool is an honorable champion. The Green M&M never technically lost her title, but what happened to her? She just vanished and now she's back? I'm just shocked. She goes for the genitals of Deadpool. I can't believe what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. This is insane. Oh, and Deadpool throwing a clubbing blow. And what is that? Does she have people on her side? Is that a gang? I see a piece of cotton candy and what I believe to be the Noid. And is that the Pillsbury Doughboy? When did the Green M&M get a posse? She made us all think she died, and then she went and got a posse of food-related items? This is insane. Oh my goodness. That was an incredible feat of strength. I don't remember her having these moves. And oh, look at that. She goes right again for the crotch of Deadpool. Deadpool hasn't been able to get anything going. I don't think Deadpool expected this to be his defense. No, it was an open challenge. Technically, no rules are being broken. We don't have anything against having seconds. We just haven't had anybody have seconds before. And now, Green M&M has brought the maximum amount she can. 1, no. Deadpool goes for a quick pin. I think he realizes the longer this goes, the higher chance there are for shenanigans. And Green M&M going with a body press. Deadpool throwing some blows at Green M&M's way. Green M&M going... No, gets punched in the chest. Deadpool with the cross-body press again. Remember, the winner of this match is going to face Kenny Omega in a title unification bout. And I can't believe this is happening right now. We thought she was dead for months. And it looks like she was just training or something, or building this gang of food mascots, or literal food, I guess, technically. And Green M&M taking a pile driver here. Deadpool going for the knee of Green M&M as we hit 5 minutes. Oh, and no, Deadpool kicks Green M&M off. Deadpool does have championship advantage. If this goes to a draw, he retains his title, I guess, technically. I don't know, because she never lost the title. So if Deadpool wins, but it's not in a pinfall or submission, then she still has a right to the title. This is all very confusing. Green M&M getting elbow dropped, and Deadpool going for a pinfall here, and keeps cutting to the second, so just standing there creepily. It's very uncomfortable. Oh, and once again, that beautiful suplex too. No, nothing. I just can't believe this is happening right now. Green M&M running stomp. She was never really the most athletic, I guess. And Deadpool taunting. Deadpool doesn't seem to care that he's beating up a ghost. And elbow drops. I'm stunned to silence. I at this point, I need Deadpool to win. All the nice things I've said about Green M&M while I thought she was dead, I rescind them. Fuck this uptight diva ass bitch. And she goes for a stunner and taunt. Yep, fuck you, bitch. That was to me. And Deadpool now. Come on, Deadpool. I try to stay unbiased, but ref, do your job. I try to stay unbiased here, but me and the Green M&M, we've had our problems, and she made me think she was dead. Do you know how hard it is to book around a champion who's dead? Brainbuster here from Deadpool as he yells it out again. Oh, and a baseball slide right into the Green M&M, trying to crack that lying, cheating shell. And a reverse Russian. Oh, she got him with the roll-up, too. Oh, thank goodness, Deadpool. Deadpool, please don't gloat. Go for the pinfall. Oh, beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Deadpool. It didn't work, bitch. Your plan didn't work. You have no idea how relieved I am. The Green M&M has been vanquished. Even if that was a title reunification match, which we are considering it as such, she still lost. So we now know our main event for next show, whenever that is, will be Deadpool versus Kenny Omega for the unified TTWA title. That 2 world titles is too much, so this is the last show we're gonna have 2 world titles. Next show we're gonna, depending on who wins the Chase Owens Kenny Omega match and the main event, those 2 people are gonna be going up against each other. Getting up. What's this? Pile driver, underhook pile driver. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega did it. Kenny Omega has redeemed himself. A year. It took an entire year for Kenny Omega to finally beat Chase Owens, but tonight he did it. Kenny Omega is going to the title unification match next show. Deadpool, please don't gloat. Go for the pinfall. Oh, beautiful. 1, 2, 3, Deadpool! Deadpool! It didn't work, bitch! Your plan didn't work! Everyone defended their title except for Chase. That's incredible. So real quick, we're gonna call the show over here, and I'm gonna totally break character. So I legitimately thought that I had lost her. She somehow, I put her in the New Japan roster. The last minute, like, the swap where it was going to be like Deadpool's opponent was going to be the Green M&M. That was always the plan. I actually, when I was looking online, here, let me see if I can't find it. So I found not that. I found another green M&M, and I was gonna have this M&M go up against Deadpool. And oh my god, there's multiple M&Ms. Oh well, shit! I should have just did that. That would have fucking been smarter. Anyway, so I'm very happy that I ended up finding her because I honestly like this design better. But she lost anyway, so by my plan of having a top heel stable completely out the window. But anyway, the show ended with Deadpool winning. This is me just talking out of character now. But my name's Totem Trouser. If you like this, follow me. I don't know if I'm gonna come back to Mixer. I don't think anyone ended up actually showing up. Where that normally happens at least a little bit on Twitch, so I might not actually come back to Mixer. I don't know. I'll still fuck with it, see what happens. My name's Totem Trouser. You guys stay beautiful. Goodbye.